it because it's a Las Vegas type event. What happens there stays there. I see you, Lopan, out there doing it up with the NBA players. You probably got Grego. Grego's probably one of the guests, and Grego brings in all types of celebrities. Sean Lee. Sean Lee says he wants to continue playing through 2019. Now, I do think bringing back Sean Lee would be a good idea as depth for the team. Do I think Sean Lee still has it? No, I do not. I do not think he still has it at that high caliber because he continues to get injured. In a backup capacity, in a backup role, I honestly think he would be great in that role because you're not dependent on him. People are not expecting for you to do too much. People aren't expecting for you to give them 15 tackles a game because they don't need that anymore. They have Van Der Esch, who's been able to come in and I think be a great replacement, and Jalen Smith. So at this point, if he wants to come back, he can come back, or just make him a coach and call it a day. Because I think he would be great at that. I think he's a student of the game. But him being a full-time player, those days are over with. Those days are long gone and over with. He realizes that. His wife probably realizes that. His mom probably realizes that. Shout out to Grego. He said, no, not this time, Ben. Laugh out loud. Shout out to Grego in the building. I like the three-point contest and skills competition, says Miss Mocabella. Mochi says, best idea would be to set up in-game fast break scenarios for the dunk contest. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Because that's when you see the most interesting dunks anyway, is doing live game action. But we'll be talking about who we think's going to win in a couple of minutes. I'll announce who's going to be in the dunk contest if you guys didn't know that already. The Alliance of American Football League Week 2. Week 2. So in Week 1, in the debut of the league, they had 2.9 million viewers. I am very interested to see what Week 2 is going to be. I think a lot of people are probably interested to see. Here's a couple of matchups to be on the lookout for. You got the Salt Lake City Stallions at the Birmingham Iron. Couple of players to highlight. Birmingham Iron has two players on the team. One of them you guys know, Trent Richardson, former Alabama Roll Tide running back. Also, you have Luis Perez. Luis Perez, you may not be familiar with that name, but he was on the national championship team for Texas A&M Commerce. So that's Division, I believe, 2 or 3. But don't sleep on this kid. He can definitely play. So be on the lookout for that game. Also, you got the Arizona Hotshots versus the Memphis Express. That's another game on tap. Shout out to ABM in the building. I'm loving the shows on Friday mornings. I was jamming out on my way to work, listening to Slim Thug, The Boss. That's a perfect song as you're riding into work. Perfect song. Then we got Orlando Apollos, the San Antonio Commanders. And I read something that this is kind of like a D league for the NFL, is what it's seeming to turn out to be. And the San Antonio Commodores is, I guess, a D league for the Cowboys. So I feel like that was interesting. And I think, like I said before, what they're doing is they're partnering with the NFL. They're not trying to say, hey, NFL, we want to be bigger and badder than you guys. No, they're saying we want to partner with you guys and help funnel players to the NFL, which I think is a genius idea. To me, that is genius because you cannot compete with the big bad NFL. You cannot do it. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think, but you cannot compete with the big bad NFL. You can't do it. Shout out to Eddie Moe in the building. Thank you for signing up for the statement games. We'll be doing another one next week. So I'll be sending out emails and text and all that good stuff for that one coming up. Also, the Atlanta Legends at the San Diego Fleets. Let's hope and pray that Atlanta does not get blown out again. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. Let's be positive. I'm going to be positive for all the Atlanta fans. Let's not get blown out. Now, I can talk as much trash as I want because Dallas does not have a team. Now, San Antonio is the closest, but San Antonio is not Dallas. So I'm not necessarily a fan of anything San Antonio. So we'll leave that at that. Also, let's talk about the XFL. XFL is going to be coming up in 2020. I've been trying to figure out when are they going to do the season. Is that going to be at the same time that the Alliance of American Football League? Is that going to be the same time? Is that the same time that they're going to be doing the NFL? I'm trying to figure out when exactly is that going to happen. And if somebody knows, put that in the chat room. But the XFL, which has a new team in Dallas, Bob Stoops is going to be the coach. Bob Stoops, the former Oklahoma Sooners coach, is going to be coach of the Dallas XFL team. So they put out a poll of what the name of the team should be. Being that I love my listeners, being that I love X Squad, I'm going to go over some of the names, and I want you guys to pick one that you think would be a great team for the Dallas XFL team. Like I said, XFL coming up in 2020. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go down the names, and then I want you to pick one. So here it is. You have the Dallas Bandits. Not really a big fan of that one. The Rattlers, the Sprawl, the Assassins. Next one up after that is the Gunslingers, the Wranglers, the Armadillos, the Y'all. So yes, that is Y'all. Y''ALL. The Giddy Ups, the Desperados, and then other. So put what you think would be a good name for the Dallas XFL team. Surprisingly, in the poll that's been put up on the Dallas Morning News, is the winner of this poll is Y'all. Y''ALL. That is the name of the team that the Dallas people has voted for. Really? The Dallas Y'all? That just sounds special. Okay? That sounds retarded. No, you cannot name the team the Dallas Y'all. No, you cannot do that. I don't care what people think. But that's what happens when you allow people to vote. People want to be funny. People want to say the Dallas, make Dallas face or something stupid like that. I do like the Desperados, ABM. There used to be a Dallas Desperados team that was in the Arena Football League. So that to me would be a good avenue to use a name that was used before. And with using that name, that will bring some familiarity to what Dallas people already know. So I think that's a great idea. Shout out to Tyler. Enough with the BS podcast. Also, sports and culture. Man, doing some big things, man. Tyler doing some big things. Shout out to Tyler, X-Squad affiliate, doing his thing in the upstate of South Carolina. So big ups. Thank you for tuning in. Also, we got my man Courtney Harden in the building. Thank you for tuning in as well. But come up with a name for the Dallas XFL team. Put that in the chat room. I'll definitely shout that out. We'll see what happens with this league. I don't really know how it's going to work. I don't know when they're going to play it, but I just know do not try to compete with the big bad NFL, because when you do, you will get shut down. Every time people try to do that, every time people try to do that, they end up failing. So let's see. Let's see what happens. But be on the lookout for the XFL in 2020. Let's get into these NBA topics. We got some good ones. We got some good topics. Isaiah Thomas comes back. IT comes back for Denver. Scores 8 points, 2 assists in 13 minutes. Denver is second in the West. If you've been sleeping, which I've been sleeping on Denver, the Denver Nuggets are second in the Western Conference. They're not playing. Jamal Murray, you look at that lineup and it's not like they have a bunch of well-established stars. They really don't. But what they do is they play sound basketball. Jamal Murray, Malik Beasley, Will Barton, Nikola Jokic. I mean, they got some players, but none of these guys, to me, are superstars. And thank you, Tyler, for bringing this up. Cap really asked for a contract worth more than the entire league combined. And Cap and the Alliance of American Football League reached out to Cap. Supposedly, and that's the story. Now, I don't know. I haven't talked to Cap, but I think it would have been great to see him in this league. I think it would have been great to see, Ray Rice hadn't played in a while, but to see maybe Ray Rice in this league. But Kaepernick may possibly, in the future, be in this league. And I would love to see it. I would honestly love to see that. But what they're saying is that the story reads that he asked for $20 million. Like I said, I don't know if that's true or not. I have not heard it actually come out of his mouth. But I would say if he asked for that much, I don't think anybody's making that much in that league. Not even the owner, not even the GMs, nobody is probably making that much in that league. But I would love to see Cap playing football again. If it's the AAF, I would gladly welcome it. But whatever it is, I would definitely love to see him back on a football field playing football. Shout out to Big L in the building. Courtney Harden says, Jokic is a difference for Denver. I agree with you there. Kaepernick done playing, says Grego. Cap wants his money that he missed in the NFL last 2 years. ABM says fake news. What happened to the case? That's what I want to know. What happened to the case? Is the case over with? Is the case still going on? I believe Cap should be compensated for what happened. There was clearly collusion. He didn't get signed to any team. So to me, that is clearly collusion. So he should get his money. At the end of the day, he should get his money. That's what I want to see more than anything. Everything after that, I think is gravy. If he does end up playing, I think that's gravy. But pay the man what he lost. He lost out on a